Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. It's so important, the best is to get out for a hike, and Starlight went for a walk out here and found a beautiful swimming area and met some young people. So this has been a blessing today, and I really hope you're getting out in nature, and not only getting out in nature is that you're being kind to yourself and kind to others. So anyway, thank you for all of you that watch my videos. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome. And you could find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you want to see, and better yet, be the change in this world, you can give this video a thumbs up. And like I said before, it's better to be the change instead of just wanting to see that change. So anyway, besides giving my videos a thumbs up, you can also leave a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. Sorry, I had an itch. And don't forget, I got to get it out of my pocket, is the notification bell. That way you do not miss any videos. And I do have some people, probably young kids coming up. So besides that is you could share my videos with anyone. So share away, and you do not have to ask permission to share or subscribe. And subscribing to my YouTube channel is free. Plus, you can, don't forget to check out my playlist. That way there's other topics. And I have to say, I don't know who you are, but thank you so much. There's somebody that has been liking a lot of my videos, and I don't know if it's just one person or maybe it's many of you, but thank you for taking the time out to watch my videos, like my videos, or even leave a comment or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. So anyway, here we are. Before I go is also, you could find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So now, here we go. I made a short video this morning. Hello, this is Starlight, and I got a short little video for you. Sometimes we are like the little ants, and you're probably wondering, ants? Are you really talking about those little crawly things that annoy everyone? You don't get annoyed by little ants? Starlight does. But anyway, this is a short little video. Here we go. This right here, Starlight was eating last night, and I decided to put this can outside the car because it was too late, and it was sliced pears in a can, and I know that's not the best stuff to eat, but it's food and it's not meat for me. But see how these ants are so happy right now, and all I gotta do is move that just a little bit and see how they, whoops, I didn't do it right. See how quick they run away. They don't know what's going on, but they're already running crazy. And that is how we are, is in life we're afraid to do so many things and try so many things, go places, and we believe a lot of what we hear, and that is how we respond a lot, is that we just run away from things. And yeah, there is fear that is healthy fear that keeps us alive and safe, but most of the fear that we have is an illusion. We create the fear in our minds, believing, maybe somebody's out to get you, or, like when COVID came, is, how were you, when COVID came? And you might possibly still be one of those people that have been, affected by COVID. Now, as you see, there's some that are still there on this lid, and what you're going to see in this video is that
they actually realized that there was really nothing going on, and they are gonna come back to their senses and go back to this lid just like it started. So that is why I wanted to make this video, because Starlight was having a little fun out here because I have to pick up this lid because it's got pear juice on it, and I knew not to leave this in my car because the ants would smell it and they would want to go in my car. But it is amazing how these ants get very nervous, and they end up coming back to the lid. As you see, there's some of them. I did this, I watched this over and over again, like how these ants, they're coming back to that lid, realizing that, hey, you know, it just was a false alarm. You know, there's nothing going on. We're safe, you know. And so they are coming back to that lid. And, you know, that is how we are, is that we, like I said, there is healthy fear, like when Starlight was out in the woods and, you know, that there was a man that was trying to trap Starlight out in the woods somewhere, you know, because he was looking at the surrounding areas where I was, because there was dead ends to where I was. It said do not enter on those trails. So, you know, these are the braver ants right here, is because they came back and they're eating, they're fine, you know, everything's going good, and more is coming, you know. They're all sending messages to everyone that everything is good, you know. So we gotta not be so afraid all the time. And these ants, actually, I have to say, they're all over in this area, all over in this area. Like when you have something sweet, they are so many. There is so many of them out here. they're crawling on Starlight's toes because they're just trying to get to that pear juice. So I'm not going to stay here the whole time, because after a while that lid from that can is going to be loaded with ants again. But I just wanted to share with you, you know, that a lot of the fear that we have is an illusion. We create that out of our own mind and our thought space, you know, and that's why it's so important not to be around people that are afraid of so many different things in your life, you know, in their life, because their fear, just like these ants, when you have these ants that are afraid, they're gonna, you know, send that message to all the other ants, is that and get them afraid too. Just like with the weather, this happens all over around the world, is, you know, the news people will tell you, the weather people will tell you what the weather is going to be like, and they could tell you, like, depending on where you are, you know. So I don't fall for the news, you know, the weather people, because I don't even know if that's a setup or not. And I do know that they're out there to help us out, but are they always right? And think about all the times of how you felt with different weather. You know, the temperature, you know, they say it's going to be a certain, you know, how hot it's going to be, or the wind, and, you know, so, and tornadoes, thunderstorms, and all this. And depending on where you live, like I'm out in Florida, not that I live in Florida, but being out in Florida, you know, when they really pay attention to the, you know, like how strong the wind is going to be, you know. So that's when everybody's going to run around and do everything that they need to do. And it's good to do that and be prepared for that. And I'm not saying not to, but there's a lot of times when we go around doing all that stuff, is then we find out that it really wasn't doing anything. It didn't turn out the way the news people were claiming it was going to be. So that is why you got to understand that all that fear that we hold inside of us is not really real. And they're starting to come back still on this lid. There is lots of ants, I'm telling you, all over here. I'm not even going to show you because you're not going to be able to see that on the video here. But here we go again. Just a... They're like, oh no! Oh no! Hurry up! Some of them... See, it is something though. There's some of them, they're getting used to this. Isn't that something, just like with COVID? Some of them didn't really even move. You know, they're like, oh, okay, it's okay. You know, this happened how many times now? This Starlight chick out here is just messing with us. Why is she doing this? So isn't that interesting how they just like, some of them didn't want to move. I have been out here laughing my butt off every time I go by because I got to throw this in the garbage. And I wanted all the ants out before I do that. But it is amazing how, now that one, look at, they moved. Starlight has been laughing her butt off. But see, now they're doing better now. And this is what they do to us in the Matrix. They do that to us in the Matrix, is that they know what triggers us and what doesn't, and they mess with us. I'm sorry, Starlight didn't even get her coffee yet. So this is Starlight without her face cream or anything. Is they toy with us like Starlight is doing with these ants. Isn't it horrible that they do this to us? You know, that they mess with us. They try to scare the heck out of us. And they're laughing, like Starlight was laughing this morning. I'm like, this is too funny. You know, I'm laughing my butt off because they're scared and they don't even know why. You know, so here we go again. Let's just check doing. So look at, they're back. They're eating again. Everything's fine. Okay, now I'm just gonna move this just a little bit. See, now they're like, they went away, but they're like, okay. They didn't really want to go from the food, but they're like, Starlight's just messing with them. So Starlight is a crazy chick, but I love to like I said, you're catching me when I'm actually not even, I did my hair quick. I didn't even do a good job, but it is too funny though how they're responding. But imagine that when we get scared about different things, that there's this dark force like, that really scared them. Because Starlight is a nut. I love checking things out, observing things. I've been like this since I was a kid. You know, I'm always checking out nature. And this is how we learn different things. You never know what Starlight is gonna learn next. So I really hope you enjoyed this short video, and don't mind me. This is Starlight without getting all ready for the day. I have to go to the gas station so I can get all freshened up. I'm already clean. It's just I gotta get my, do my face. It sounds like funny. I gotta do my face. So anyway, I do love you. And I really hope you enjoyed this quick video. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace. Kind of a humorous video. I didn't hurt anybody. I say didn't hurt anybody. I say anybody. It's because it was about ants. I made a short video before about, you know, that we could, as a whole, as, you know, race is an illusion. But the short little video was, I was so amazed how all these ants worked together and they were able to carry this big, fat, fluffy, puffy raisin. So this video here is about the video I made this morning, and don't mind me if I'm moving around a lot, is because I have a horsefly that wants to eat Starlight. So and they bite hard, and they don't waste any time either when they bite. They're like, target, that's it, man. They don't think too much about dinner. So anyway, is what I made this morning, and I'm gonna try to put that in here, is how Starlight was being naughty a little bit. Some of you are probably thinking, Starlight, you're not funny, but some of you might thought it was funny. If you were in my shoes, you might have thought it was really funny, because I thought it was really funny, and I just was like a little kid giggling.
But what it was is that I had an empty can, and it had pear juice in it. Well, actually, it was an empty can that had pears in it. What happened to the pears? I ate it, and I know it's best to eat fresh. But sometimes that's what I get canned goods like that, so I eat the fruit. But I know it's not the greatest to eat at all. But anyway, Starlight ate the pears, and I put the can outside my car because it was night out, and I was already in my vehicle ready for bed. And so anyway, I knew you don't want any of that stuff in your car. As far as when you're living in your car, is to where you're gonna have ants coming in your they would have been visiting Starlight and saying, hey Starlight, and Starlight did not want to invite the ants in her car, so she put the empty can that had pears in it outside, and I said, I'll take care of that in the morning, make sure I throw it in the garbage. And of course, when I woke up, yep, that can had a lot of ants. They were trying to get in that can to get to that pear juice. So the whole point of what I'm talking about is I had the lid, and I took that outside of the can, and I just was getting my day ready and getting my car all organized for the day, getting my bed put away, folding everything. And so I noticed as I was doing all this is that a whole bunch of ants was on top of the lid. And like I said, I will have a video. And so I knew I would have to pick up that lid and that can where the ants were. So hang on, I got them in here. So what Starlight was doing is, as I was loading my car, getting it ready for the day, I seen the ants, so I decided, hey, I'm just gonna be funny, see how they respond. And Starlight just tapped the lid where the ants were, and those ants were going crazy. They were trying to hurry up, and they were sounding the alarms and trying to get off, trying to protect themselves and their family. And why though? Was there any real emergency at all? To the ants it was, but really, was there anything really, were they really in danger? No, not at all. They weren't in danger. Starlight wasn't going to kill them. Starlight just was, moved it around. And so, and then I'm like, hee, I laughed. I thought it was so funny. I'm like, oh yeah, look at them. They're running around scared, they're scared, and they're, they are. I mean, you might want to try to do this sometime, is to see how funny it looks, And then I went back to my car and started doing, working on what I had to do to get the day going. And then I looked down, and wow, the ants are back to that lid, with the pear juice on it. And I was like, wow, look at that. They're back there again, eating the pear juice on there. And Starlight just kept, and I giggled every time when I did this. And then I would go back and hit the lid again, and there they go, running around, going crazy. And I almost can hear them yelling and screaming, because they're probably telling all of their relatives and their family about, get out of here, hurry. They probably got all these codes that they're telling their family members about this dangerous situation. And then they would go back on top of that lid again. So anyway, I'm sorry, I just seen something goofy. I missed it, but so anyway, I did make a video of the ants on the lid, and then Starlight hit it, and in a few minutes later, those ants were back on the lid. And you're probably wondering, what does all this mean? Why are you talking about ants? Well, it was a great study, and I really want to talk to you about healthy fears and fears that are not so healthy, and that is counting all of us, but some more than others. There's levels to this shit. Is that there are some people that are afraid of all kinds of stuff. They're more afraid of all kinds of stuff. And then there's other people that are, they're afraid of stuff. And then, so everybody's different. You might be afraid of one thing where it doesn't bother me. I could be afraid of one thing and it doesn't bother you. So what are you afraid of? And I made videos like that before, is what are you afraid of? And we all have different fears, like I'm saying. And, what I'm learning throughout my journey right now is it's an illusion, most of it. Most of it is an illusion. We create the fear, and since we are all connected, a lot of times we're actually feeding off of other people's thoughts and other people's fears. And that's why I make videos, how important it is to not really mix company with people that are always afraid of this. They're afraid, you could talk to them and they're always telling you, oh, be careful of that. And you tell them this, and then, oh, be careful of that. And you tell them something else, oh, be careful of that. So they're always telling you to, ooh, what, that could, ooh, and I had to let go of, sorry, now you don't Starlight anymore, I had a hard time doing that, walking at the same time. But, because I got some weight in my backpack here. So I was around either family members or people like that in the past that were always trying to, protect me and save me and telling me how this wasn't safe, that wasn't safe, be careful of this, be careful of that, and I do make videos of actually bringing awareness, but I don't want you to be afraid. We need to be aware and be prepared about stuff. You don't want to be afraid of this, be afraid of, if that was the case, Starlight would have never made it to Florida, because I did have this fear of driving my car. So, and they, where are you going to go? And there's people that are afraid to get their license and then they never get to drive, so people, like I went swimming today, there's some people, they're afraid, that they're going to drown if they went swimming. There's people that, like I said, there's fears out there that really it's an illusion. It's not, it's made up stuff, or we're picking off the other people's fears. And if you are constantly around, and it doesn't even matter if you're constantly around them or not, but if you're around somebody that's always afraid to do this and afraid to do that and afraid, or they're always, they're going to plant their fear on you, and it could trip you up where now you're afraid to do this and you're afraid to do that. And so we really have to be wise. And I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here as a teacher. You're the driver in your life, I hope. I hope not. I hope you don't have other people controlling you. And, I'm here just as a teacher to guide and help people and support people, influence people in a good way, not in a negative way. So if you are around people that are always constantly telling you to, oh, be careful about that, I was told so many things before I even went to Florida. Oh, you got to be careful. They got alligators out there. And my thought on that was, well, there are people living. If it was so bad, they wouldn't have people out living in Florida, so there's a lot of people with fear. But is it healthy fear, or is it, made up fear? Did you create that fear, or are you around people that are, that you're around the wrong type of people that is planting like seeds of fear in your mind space? And imagine all the things that you could do if you weren't afraid to do this and afraid. I would go on a boat and go for a nice ride on the water, but I'm afraid to do that. I would go out, take a hike, but man, what if an animal eats me? So everybody has different types of fears, and there's levels of fear. But there is healthy fear. There's healthy fear that keeps us alive and safe. Like I mentioned a while back about, where a man, and it's not, I can't say it was my first time this happening, you know, because it happened a lot when I was younger, and that's why I knew how to survive it. Is, if you are, being stalked by somebody, like women stalk men in a different way than what some men do. Not all men do this, but there's a lot of them out there that do this, so if you're out in the woods and you're either a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter what sex you are. And if your intuition says, just like those ants, like red flag, you better listen to that. That's your intuition is telling you. And Starlight made a video not too long ago about that. Is trying to think of the title that I had on that video, is about protecting yourself. Is those kind of fears are healthy fears, and we need those to actually survive. And if you got somebody after you to hurt you, or that this is, that kind of fear is a lot different, than fear that, you're afraid, just like kids when they're little, they want to learn how to ride a bike, and that's great. And when they're little, it's something, because they don't even know what fear is when they're little. They learn it as they, depending on how they got brought up in life. Where I've witnessed, and we all do, it's not just Starlight seeing this stuff out in communities and public, is that we all see this somewhere, either our family or someone out in the public view, somewhere at a park or anywhere, is that, we see how parents react to their kids doing different things. And normally when people have their first child, they go through the, oh no, to protect your child kind of thing, where, it can actually be it's interesting, because then the parents are learning different things, especially with their first one, is they learn a lot of stuff with their first child, always being afraid that their child's going to get hurt. I'm just going to go in the shade here, hang on, beep. So, when little kids start out, is, the parents could be overprotected. Whoops, hang on, I got to get the right light. They could be overprotected with their little ones, and like buying all kinds of stuff at the store. And they might not even really need those things, and the store makes those things because there's different types of moms and dads out there. And it's great to want to protect your kids from getting hurt and stuff like that. I'm so sorry, because I'm just trying to get the right light here. So, but I've seen a lot of stuff as far as parents bringing up their kids. And, sorry, there's a horse. I shouldn't say sorry, because it's after me. It's not after you. But there's parents that overdo it with their kids, and they're overprotective. It's great, it shows that they really love their kids, but it's a kind of an unhealthy kind of behavior, because then that child is going to be afraid of so many things, because it's the parents' fear. Sorry, it's over. So it's the parents' fear, and where it can affect that child in a not so healthy way, where now that child could have being afraid of different things because the way that's brought up. I hope this is better. So like I said, there's good fears and bad fears. There's like fears that are healthy, to keep us alive. I don't do this, is that some people might go out at nighttime, and if you're a woman or a guy and you know the area, because I used to go places where I knew the area, I knew all the back streets and stuff like that. And so if anybody was going to mess with me, I would know. I'm like, all right, I know my way around here, so that, there's fears is that we need, like the healthy fears. Now, like Starlight would not go out at nighttime in an area that she doesn't know at nighttime. And you might be thinking, oh, you're afraid, Starlight, you're afraid. Well, that kind of fear is going to keep me alive, if I go in a, like I went to New Jersey at nighttime, you know, I felt like a piece of meat, and all I wanted to do was to, I believe that night was to take a shower somewhere. And you know what? I was like, you know, if I gotta go, you know, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, I'm getting out of here. That was a healthy fear because the men that were around in that neighborhood, wow, that was a city area where I landed, and I didn't know my way around. Those men, you know, and I had my pocketbook. I was like, this was my intuition. My alarms were going off. So I felt like a piece of steak. You know, do you like steak? How do you like your steak anyway? Well, that's exactly. Starlight used to eat meat, used to eat steak, and if I was at a restaurant, you know what? Some of you probably like, ah, gross, Starlight. But I liked my medium rare. I liked a little juicy, juicy stuff coming out. Yeah. So that's how Starlight liked her meat. Well, that's what exactly. And I know what it's like taking a bite of a big juicy piece of steak. You know, especially if they cooked it right. You know, especially if you go out to order it. You know, out there at a restaurant, and you're like, yeah, I like mine nice and juicy and tender, right? What is, yeah, I don't eat steak anymore, but I'm just being funny with you guys. Is so, but that is exactly how I felt, is how you might feel about eating that juicy steak. Or maybe you like yours, you know, medium, there's medium rare, and then there's burnt. I don't know what, I don't know. There's other kind that doesn't have the blood. I don't know even what kind they call it. But I forget the names of that. I haven't gone out to eat and ordered steak in a while. So whether you like yours bloody or you like it where there's no more blood, Starlight likes it. I like it tender. If you can give it to me cooked and tender, that would be great. But if it's got to be bloody, you know, I don't do that now. But Starlight felt like a piece of steak. That is really what I'm trying to say. And if you feel like you're a piece of steak somewhere out walking in the city, being a female, that is a, you know, that fear is going to help you stay alive. That's like, Starlight, yeah, go back to your car and lock the doors up. Okay. And find out where we're going so we can use our GPS and get the flock out of here. I didn't say that word. Would Starlight say that word? Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep, I did. I didn't though. So yeah, get the flock out of here. Is Starlight's gone? She's at, where did she go? Nobody knows. You know, only God does. So you got to separate the two. It's okay to be afraid in situations like that. If somebody's after ready to kill you, fear not. But you know, you do not want to lose your cool in those situations. You know, you got to be wise, and you know, and that's what I made a video not too long ago about Starlight out in the woods, you know, where a man was kind of cornering. He was already looking at the other trails, you know, to see where they ended, and in those two trails at the very end where I was, said do not enter, but he already was going down those trails. He already knew what was in those trails. Starlight didn't, you know, and it could have been a dead end, you know, where I couldn't get through. So Starlight wasn't going to go that way. And you know, that's why you want to be safe and you want to be wise, and it's so important, especially girls more, you know, of course, and guys though, you know, because just because you're a guy doesn't mean that you're safe, because there's a lot of sick, twisted people out here. But on that note, there's a lot of beautiful people out there, men and women. I've met them, you know, on my journey here. So I don't want you to be afraid. I feel like something's getting me that back there and I can't reach, is I don't want you to be afraid. I want you to be wise, and because this video is not to get you afraid, but to realize that there is healthy fear out there, because that healthy fear can save you or even your children. You know, if you know, you're out somewhere and something doesn't feel safe and feel right, and you know, that's how your intuition, it just will keep going until you really find yourself in a safe spot. You know, listen to your intuition, your gut, you know, because that's going to save you more than, you know, it's going to save you. So I love you so much. And I will put that little video out there on the Starlight. I should have giggled every time because that's what I was doing before I played the video. Is Starlight was giggling so hard. I was like, ah, this is so funny. But with this fear is that there's people that are making you afraid, like on the news, on the radio, that they plant this fear out there for you to hear, and like on the news, and keep you trapped, keep you in a box, and make you afraid of this and that. And you have to be wise, as are they even being real? Are they being honest? Are they over exaggerating? And they replay that stuff over and over again on the news, like they did with COVID. How was everybody when COVID came out? I am sorry, the light is so bad here. I know I started off with fear at first, but then I had somebody to help me get through that. So, and that's why, sorry, I got to get the light right here. It's so important to, even when you're watching the news, they're going to have it coming up somewhere in the news again. They're going to try to scare people, and like what they did with COVID is to try to get everybody to get that injection, try to get everybody to run out to the places, to get that injection in their skin. And did the injection help? What was that? No, nobody can prove it. Actually, they can prove more that it didn't do anything than it did more damage than good. So I have not heard anything that said that actually helped. I actually found people that died. I've found out, there's other people. I know a lady that actually lost her life, and she did take those injections. Starlight did not take those injections. So, and there's other people, there's lots of stories, a lot of different health problems that happen with those injections that nobody knew anything about. Because they didn't know, where did that injection come from? I don't know. Do you? It just came out of thin air, and it's like, wow, they invented that really quick and they didn't test it out. How could they test it out? It came out so fast. If you took the injection, we were the guinea pigs. I didn't take the injection. So when I say we, but most of, a good, I don't even know what the number would be of the population, and that they were trying to force that on people to take. And then people were trying to force me to take that, so those kind of fears that we have to be strong and not let people or the news or the government or whoever, church people or whoever, to scare you into something, So I do love you. This is Starlight. You could give this video a thumbs up. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, you could leave a message down below, beep, beep, beep. And I'm so sorry about the light. You can check, don't forget the notification bell. That way you do not miss any videos. And you could check out my playlist. Plus, you can share, you could check out my Instagram, and that is at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman.